Welcome back to Unreal World, Mackenzie. Ba-dum-bum. Working on fishing. Well, we're not really working on it. We could do it very easily by going to the lake and using a javelin, but I want to have some chance of catching a fish, and that doesn't give you much unless a fish is splashing, and that's what I'm waiting for, is a fish to be splashing or to find some rapids. A catch is where you have to catch something. Here you just have to try to fish. So, yeah, let's see. So we just healed, so we've had our staleness checked for the day, and the cuts are not stale, so that's good. So we can sell them. Oh, and we've got to, is that ready to be ready to go? It is. Excellent. So that's our task for right now. We'll eat something. Excuse me. We will come over here and pick up the elk skin, have a drink, and pick up a few rocks to do the bit. Oops. It's common to find rocks on the shore of a lake. You can find them in the forest, but not quite as readily, I don't think, as on the shore of most lakes. See a slender trunk I think I kind of want, so oops. Okay, we're approaching our capacity. Still doing 3 miles an hour. We dropped to 2. Oh, we dropped to 2. So okay. We already had a pile, small pile here, unless that was randomly put there. Quite an abundance of rocks and stones around here. Okay. So now that's plenty of stones for a cellar one day. Not today, though. The ground would be too cold, even if we had a shovel and some boards. Did we bookmark this location? Yes. I'd also like to make a javelin that isn't crude now that we have an axe, but the elk fur is the priority. Another slender trunk, but I think we have enough. There is a tree trunk. Drop everything but the rock and the elk skin. Come over to this side. Rest off fatigue. Okay, this is going to take a while, but it's going to give us some fur, which we have been looking forward to having for quite some time. And luckily it's a warm day, so we're not going to get frostbite or anything like that. And this was the last time we were at risk of frostbite because we will have warm clothes now. Okay, decent elk fur. We're quite hungry. Drop the rock on the tree trunk. And let's eat something before we get any hungrier. Okay. Let's rest off our fatigue. And let's make a fur hood. Or at least go through the motions of making it to see if there's something we need, like a small knife that we don't have. I don't think so, but let's see. Okay. Decent elk fur hood. So let's have a look at it. 4 protection against blunt, 2 against point, 3, 4, 4. It's not quite as good as bear fur, but it's almost as good. The only difference is bear fur has 3 protection against point. Otherwise, it's the same. So we lost a bit of the elk fur. It'll still be valuable though, and we'll go get our broad knife that we want. So we'll wear the hood. Rest off, I'll drop everything. Rest off fatigue again. And let's see, red label, broad knife or anything? No. There were quite a few locations for it. Oh, and we can check our trap, our Hare trap, to see. We do want to make mittens very shortly, but I want to get to the towns before dark. Maybe we won't check our trap until we get our broad knife. Because I don't want to skin that hare without a broad knife, if I can help it. So I guess we'll start at this one over here. I'm watching fatigue and making sure we're doing 4 miles an hour if possible. No broad knife there. Actually, we have to do things in a different order. If we trade our elk fur away, then we won't have it anymore. That's kind of how trading works. So we have to buy some. I'm going to buy some linen yarn first. There's a broad knife. Okay. He has a broad knife, but I'll buy some linen yarn. See if they have any more yarn. Maybe some turnip seeds. They're not very heavy. The other seeds all are heavy. Just in case they disappear like they did or failed to appear in my last game. We're going to buy some now, if we can afford them. Oops, didn't mean to offer them all. Turnip seeds are quite cheap. I didn't realize that. So we'll only pay 5 cuts. Oops. And get some seeds and some linen yarn. And we'll go a little bit away from the village and make some mittens. Okay. So let's eat something. Excuse me. We'll look at our warmth, and as you can see, our hands are completely vulnerable, completely bare. So drop everything but the linen yarn, and well, for starters, with the hunting knife. So to make fur mittens. We need 3 feet of thin cordage. So we will shorten ropes and cords. 3 feet. I think it does that automatically when you make the item, but I prefer to just sort of have it ready. It used to not do that when you made the item, and you would use up the whole yarn if you didn't cut it. But now I think it does it automatically. Oh, I've been walking around with a slender trunk, I guess. So pick up the fur. Where's the fur? Here's the fur. Right in front of my eyes. And clothes, fur mittens, elk fur, cordage, hunting knife. Decent elk fur mittens, and perfect timing because my hand feels cold. So put those on, and we don't have to worry about the cold at this time of year. Although our feet, I think we're going to get a lot of fur, more elk fur very soon. So I'm just going to because I don't want these cuts to go stale, and I think they will in the morning. So let's see what we can get. Yeah, the problem is if the fur is worth significantly more than the broad knife. Well, we'll see when we get there. Is it going to be worth significantly more? I think it is. For footwear. Needs another 3 feet of cordage. If we go to sleep now, we're going to wake up, because it's only evening, we're going to wake up before the staleness check in morning. So let's do that. And we'll make a post spruce if we need to. So here we go. We need to, as it turns out. So build. Oh, we leveled hide working too. Nice. When we made the fur. Post spruce. And go to sleep. I think I heard some rustle. Oh, didn't get up. Let's bring our stuff closer. Let's eat something. have a midnight snack. Excuse me. And go back to sleep. Okay, early morning. It's not what I wanted. I wanted small hours. Okay, let's see. How can we make sure that we get value for our... It's still technically winter. I think I'm just going to risk it for the biscuit. That they'll stay good for one more day. So we'll drop everything. We'll pick up the linen yarn and hunting knife. We'll shorten by 3 feet. I think it was 3 feet. I hope so. And we will pick up the elk fur. And we will make some fur footwear. They went stale. Crap. I tried so hard to do this right, and then I just made one little mistake. Oh well. I hate the idea of wasting the meat and sort of, in terms of, will this be a setback for the character? No. Just kind of a bad omen. Oh well. So we'll wear, oh, we've already, no. Oh, we've got to take off our boots. That's the problem. Wear the footwear. Well, now that it's stale, let's see what else we want. Oh, that's annoying. Now we can't trade properly. I don't think we found a broad knife in the village itself, which would be allow us to work around what we've just messed up. Anyway, meat goes spoiled. Meat spoils from time to time, and it's unfortunate. I thought because it was winter, it would give me a little bit more. All right. I'm going to make some. Let's see. Looking for some water. Anyway, I'm going to make make a fur shirt. Yes. Clothes, fur shirt. 15 feet of thin cordage. Well, that's no good. Change of plans. Where's the Hare at? It's the butterfly effect. One bad thing is messing up everything else. Okay, due north. There's the Hare. Hopefully this will be the last animal I skin without a broad knife. Speaking of broad knives, how long ago was that? That should be ready tomorrow. Wield the javelin. Okay. Skin an animal. Oh, we got a fine skin out of it anyway. That's great. Butcher the animal. We're not far from our hole in the ice. We might as well go there. Have a drink. Eat the stale cuts. Clean the skin. Still fine, and that's the last of the process we'll be using a knife for, so it didn't cost us. Tan the skin. And we should have been cooking the meat while we were tanning the skin to multitask, but oh well. Drop 3 twigs here. Drop 10 twigs here. Pick up the haircuts. Build a fire. Cookery, roast. And push that into the fire. And I guess we'll do some weather lore. And that's not ready yet. I like to practice climbing, but I don't see any particularly steep locations. Maybe I missed one, but while I'm waiting for a few things to cook, that's a good way to kill time. Oh, here we go. So we leveled climbing, at least one. Did we level it as much as we can? You can level it 3 times a day. Anyway, we spent enough time climbing, I think. Okay, these are ready. We'll eat them tomorrow. For now, we're going to eat the bland meat. I guess we don't need to carry all of this with us because we're not going to eat more than drop 50 of these. Well, we can drop them in the forest somewhere so they're not reminding us. Or no, here's what we'll do. Now I think this will make the fire bigger. This is a for science check. This says it will burn for a little while. If we push 50 stale cuts into, yeah, it definitely did. Burn for an hour. So you can use spoiled cuts as firewood. Not very good firewood, but it burns. Okay. Skin still here. That threw off everything. We've got more elks we could hunt. There was a bear. Where was it? Way over here? That's quite far away. I don't think we'll be going back for that bear. But there will be other bears. And I need just a little more clothing before I tackle a bear. Oops, I don't like zooming out on that biome. Here we go. We let our fatigue get a little too high. Should wear off while we're walking around in town, though. Oh, we haven't looked in here. Okay. Woodsman's axe is something we want very soon. Fine male mittens. Something we want down the line if we don't find masterwork somewhere. First, hemp yarn, fine shovel. The blacksmith can make a masterwork shovel for us, but and dog. Okay, I think we've pretty much explored all they have to, oh, one more. And it's empty. This is a guy with a broad knife. Yeah. Is there no linen yarn here, or did I buy all their linen yarn already? Hemp yarn might even be better. All right, let's buy the hemp yarn. Or try to, at least. And okay. So we're going to give up all of our haircuts for some hemp yarn. And the reason that we didn't use the hemp yarn we already have is that to make cord you need 135 feet of yarn. And so I don't want to drop the yarn below that. Tying equipment, shorten it, so 15. And that's how much we need to make a fur coat. Let's get out of the... So we'll drop everything but the knife, the fur, and the 15 feet of yarn. Clothes, fur shirt, hemp yarn. Okay, so let's put that on over top of our woolen undershirt. We're actually wearing too much now. Let me see. That covers my upper arms and my thighs. But the fur shirt covers my forearms and my elbows. I think the fur shirt's more important and it's better protection. So if we take off the netted tunic and drop it, yeah, now we have no carrying penalty. That's what we want. We'll make an exception if we're going to battle with a bear or with robbers or something, but okay. Drop everything. Rest fatigue. Pick up the meat and eat the bits and pieces that excuse me. So it says elk skin. It's now a hare skin over there. We do need to get back for that. So we will start heading in that direction. There's an elk, 2 to the east and 7 to the north. Oh, he moved. Okay, great. And it has a calf. Elk and calf. Maybe we'll hunt one of these elk instead. Or maybe we'll hunt this one, I'm not sure. Is this a big elk? Big elk, ooh. Okay. If we're gonna hunt a big elk, it's gonna take our undivided attention. So let's go get the hare fur. And or the hare skin. Rest off fatigue. We're extremely tired. We've still got the post spruce here to the southwest. I think I see it. Drop everything. Have a drink. Rest off fatigue. And we'll rinse the skin, and then it'll be ready in the morning to finish. That won't take too much of our energy. And I think we will sleep outside actually so that we can eat as much of this stale meat as we can before it spoils in the morning. Oops. Excuse me. So drop everything else here in case we sleep through the night and it does spoil. Okay. Well, that didn't really work. It's not going to let us sleep. And so we will get in our post spruce, drop everything here, and go to sleep. Let's see if it's spoiled. It is. Okay. So we'll use that as quote unquote firewood some other time. Let's go get the hare skin. No. Oh, we were carrying a bit of spoiled meat as well. Drop that over there. Okay. Mistakes were made, but we learn from them and we move on. Find a tree trunk. We had a bit of difficulty doing that before here, I think. Oh, we need a rock too. Unless we happen to find the same trunk we used before. Which I don't think we will, because I'm going to go in a different direction to try to find one sooner. And fail to do so. There's one. Does it have a rock on it? Nope. So I don't think we've used this before. Rock, hare skin. Hare fur is not all that valuable. A little more valuable than a squirrel fur. Hide working, tan the skin. Okay. So we'll eat one of these. And another one. And let's go hunt a big elk. What direction was that? I know it was west, but was it northwest? Not zooming in. Well, I'll zoom in for a bird because it's early on, but generally I would not zoom in for a bird. There's the bird. It's just chilling. Now it's running away, flying away. Okay, here we are. We'll drop our stuff in a clearing. And it's time for me to stop carrying slender trunks around. I did that when I didn't have any clothes that protected me from the cold, and it made sense then. It doesn't make sense anymore. Although, in this one instance, once I've killed these animals, assuming I'm successful, it's good to have a slender trunk because we're going to be cooking a lot of meat. Oh, but I want that broad knife. The hunting knife has worked well so far, though, right? Yeah, let's not. We'll take our chances with the hunting knife. One last time. Crude javelin, hunting knife. I mean, it's called a hunting knife, so I assume it works almost as well as a broad knife. It might even be programmed to work better as this kind of a little bit of a practical joke. So, dropped. And let's see if we can find something fresh. Very fresh. We're doing 5 miles an hour, but I'm getting the noise of deep snow, so running away in the southwest. So the way I hunt is I run 3 paces and then I rest for 1. And that way I go faster than if I'm just walking, but I don't build up a tremendous amount of fatigue very quickly. This only really works if you have a -1% encumbrance or a 0% penalty for encumbrance. If you're carrying a lot, the fatigue accumulates very quickly. Ah, crap. So this is what I do when I run into a tree. I'm tracking an animal and running. And it's not good. It gives them a big... Where's the elk calf? I don't see it, but I'm sure it's around. Killing an elk calf is kind of a unpleasant feeling. So I kind of like to get that out of the way first. Oh, here we go again. Run into a tree or a big rock. The elk calf should be breathless soon, I think, even though I made that detour. Oh, there it is to the southwest. It's still in the fight. I'm getting a little fatigued and it's slowing me down. Hunting in the rain is no fun, but it's not so bad when there's still snow on the ground. But it really messes up the visibility. Where did he go? There he is. Okay, so we can wield our javelin. We can walk. Feisty little guy. Okay. So Let's skin him first and then deal with the mother. Rest off fatigue. It doesn't give me the red warning that, hey, that's not the right tool. So, and I'm glad, because like, why call it a hunting knife if you never use it? You always use a broad knife instead. I'm gonna pick it up and move it over here where I can see it. Elk calf skin and carcass. Okay. And rest off fatigue. And let's find the mother. We'll start running again when we find something very fresh. But until then, we will not. Quite fresh. Very fresh. Okay. Let's go. This technique is much more effective if your character has high speed, like mine does. So keep that in mind when you're creating your character. Something running away in the east. Just tracking a bit to try to increase our tracking skill. down. Running away in the east. There's the elk. Northwest. Okay, it goes up there. We're getting a little tired. Hopefully it is as well. Seems to still have quite a bit of energy to run around in circles. Let's wield our javelin. When the tracks get close together like this, it almost always indicates that the animal is fatigued. There it is. And it is quite slow now. Breathless, I think. So I can walk. So we will kill our first big elk, barring a very unfortunate turn of events, which failed to materialize. We're still lively, but we will need every bit of that vigor in order to do what comes next. Okay, we haven't leveled anything today. So drop the javelin. Let's see how big it is. 615 pounds. Pretty big, but the bull elks are much bigger than that. Wait, picked up the wrong thing. Doing that a lot. Okay, try again. Hide working, skin an animal. Fine elk skin. What if a hunting knife works better than a broad knife? That would be pretty crazy. Okay, now that we've skinned both animals, I think we need to consolidate. We might as well consolidate here where the heaviest thing is that I can't move anyway. And I can push it, but that's all. And that would take an eternity to push it at any distance. So we're doing 4 miles an hour. Were we doing 5? I think we were. Yeah, so we rested off our fatigue. And we're going to go get our stuff. And bring it here. I didn't bookmark that, but it was 3 north of this. I don't think we can carry it all at once. So let's come back here. And now we'll bookmark this. Dead elk. And we will go over here. Thought I left it in a clearing, but there seem to be quite a few clearings over here. Let's see. Here it is. Okay. So the gang is all here. Let's eat something. And holy crap, this is going to be a bit of a logistics nightmare, but that's what happens when you kill a big elk, and especially a big elk and its calf. So I don't know if we'll be able to butcher the whole thing before we collapse, but should we have the post spruce ready? Probably. Okay, that only took 10 minutes. Now we have a shelter. Pick up hunting knife and butcher. Okay, that wasn't quite as bad as I thought it would be. Let's sacrifice a cut. I feel comfortable. Let's eat some more. This is the last of the smoked lynx. Rest off fatigue. Butcher. Okay. So we have 351 cuts to deal with in the morning. We'll keep the elk fat close so that an animal doesn't run off with it. Pick up everything except the cuts, actually. Now we'll drop everything but the fats. And we will go to sleep. So now we will cook the meat over here. It's late morning, so it's already done the staleness check. Hopefully the skins are both still okay. They are. Let's not mess around looking for branches. We'll just cut some. Slightly less efficient than looking for them probably would have been, but and we could have raided the post spruce, but to me, you know, that's what you're supposed to sleep on. By raided the post spruce, I mean taking the 3 of the twigs from here. Maybe it'd be more comfortable if we had more twigs in there. So we'll drop another 10 twigs in here. Okay. Drop 3 twigs here. And I'm not going to mess around with the stone this time because we have a lot of work to do today. Oh, too heavy. So, can I carry 313? No. This is why I want it to be tall. Not able to move. Okay. This is quite a bit light. Well, usually I can carry 320 or more. So this is a little bit something I'll have to adjust to, that I can only just carry over 300. Drop the cuts here. No, we'll do it vertically. We need some water as soon as but we're going to find water so we can work with the skin. Okay. So, start the fire. Come on, I don't have time to mess around with this. And it's 8 at a time, if I remember correctly. And I guess we're going to have to take a couple of short breaks to keep them from burning. Okay, we'll take our first break here. We leveled cooking. Okay, we'll take our second break here. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's see how much this weighs. Too much is how much it weighs. Too much. And this is that 20 pounds that I'm used to being able to carry. And there's more on the fire, of course. It's only going to burn for another half hour, so none of those will burn. What can we drop? Our javelins, our tunic, our boots, our seeds. That's just enough. But really, the meat isn't the priority, selling the meat. The priority now is getting to work on the skins. So never mind that. Get the hunting knife. And the skins. And enough meat to eat a bit, but... Oh, and the fats. Oh, I would not be happy if I forgot those. A little more meat to eat than what we brought. Okay. So we'll come back here once we deal with the skins. We might as well eat now. Excuse me. Take a little bit more off the fire. Okay, that's what we are bringing with us, and we'll come back for this stuff once the skins are dealt with. Is that a lake or is that just a... I think it's a lake. I think I see a little dark shade in the middle, I think. There's some traders, but I'm busy right now. They're like 6 to the east and 3 down, 2 down. I'll say 2 down. Okay, it's a lake. Drop everything but my hand axe. Have a drink. Clean the small skin after we rest off fatigue. Okay, we didn't ruin it. I think hunting knife works fine. Maybe I'll use a hunting knife from now on. Drop the wrong thing like I'm prone to do. And pick up the big skin. And it's just lovely. And drop that and pick up some food. And some more food. And drop that. And I think we should start on the big skin first to get it sort of out of the way. Maybe this is the wrong order, but we'll do the big one first. Oh, we don't need the knife anymore. We need the fat. Rest off our fatigue. And okay, so far we haven't ruined it. We'll get the calf skin now. Have a drink. And do the small skin. We didn't ruin that one either. Eat some more. And some more. Excuse me, and we're abundant. And let's label, bookmark this place. We could go get the meat, but for what purpose? We'd just be bringing it further away from the village. Our broad knife is ready. It's late evening. And we're only tired. I'm going to think on this. I think this has been a good episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.